Hi David. This is the second video now. So in the previous one we looked at the match function. Now we're going to look at more functions or formulas that can be able to help you have more control on your data. So for instance here, I'm given a list of names, but in the list of names I'm only interested with names that I've got text in them. So I'm not interested in any name or any list that has got a number in it. So how do I access that list which only has text in it? So when I come here, I use the formula which you call the T formula, where I say T, I accept that one, then I set the value. When I set the value, I close. So the formula will check to say, does this have text? If it has text, it will return the number. So this formula applies to that. And as you know, I want to apply this same formula to the rest of these. I just come here, drag. Then you see that everything that has got text is picked up, but that which is just a number format, it will not be picked. Alright? So these formulas, you'll see them to be more useful as we dig deep into data analysis. Okay? The next one is, there are occasions whereby you're dealing with people who are entering data in Excel, but they don't know when you're entering data, there's a certain format that you're supposed to follow. For instance, you are dealing with the entering of data, and the data, it has to have probably 10 digits. So every data that you enter must have 10 digits. So for instance, if you want to enter 1, it has to be probably 00000 then 1. So in most cases, it is cumbersome for Excel users to be able to deal with this problem. So I'm going to show you how to be able to deal with this one. You actually transform the data into a text formula. How you do this is say equals, then you type text. Excel will suggest for you tab to accept that. Then you select the value. Then after you have selected the value, you press a comma. Now the most important part now is that you have to be able to state that this is going to be text. And for Excel to recognize that, you have to put the connotation marks. Then you'll be able to state how many press holders should it have. So you have got, for instance here, I want it to have 10 press holders. So I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I have to close the quotations. Then from there, close bracket. Then I press enter. Now you see 10 here. This 0 has been picked. It's there, but you won't be able to see it. So that when we deal with 10, you'll be able to see it. So we drag the same formula towards the other one. So you see the 10 is appearing there. And then we drag it to the far end. So you see this. Now, if you look at this, you even see that actually there are some problems that people get to have whereby they're entering. For instance, I'm dealing with entering a phone number. I'm trying to enter a phone number. And when I press enter, the 0 disappears. So this is one way you can solve such a problem. So for instance here, when you are dealing probably with phone numbers and they don't have the first digit, and the system that you want to use has to pick data from Excel in order to be able to call or to send this data somewhere, this problem can be handled by using this formula. Alright, so try out this. If you have got any problem, kindly ask and I'll be able to assist you with it. Now there are moments then you want to be able to find out whether two things actually match. So for instance, I'm dealing with a list of names. Now in this list of names, I want uniformity. So I want to know if this is equals to this. Is everything matching? So this kind of information is very important when you're dealing with data analysis. So now for me to be able to find out, I'll say equals, then I say exact, then I am asking myself, is this text 1? This is Hudson, and this Hudson. Are they exact matches? I press enter. It tells me true. So this and this one, they're exact matches. So for me to find out for the rest, it will tell me. So Teresa, true. Miriam and Miriam, false. Here you see that these ones are not exact matches because their cases are different. This one is in uppercase, this is in lowercase. When you look out at this one also, you'll see that Charity is in capital and the other one is not. So this is how you check variables to see if they are matching exactly. Alright? Now there are moments that you are getting data from one table to another table, but now this data you want to place it in an horizontal form. It's in a vertical form, but you want to shift it into an horizontal form. This is where you will use transpose. So for instance, I've got this data here. I want to transpose it such that this data is twisted and becomes horizontal. Alright? So what I'll do is that I'll copy this data. When I copy this data, I will come to where I want to place it. Then I'll right click and say paste by transposing it. So I click that. Just a moment. Okay, so right now the data is overlapping. So I'll little bit move a little bit backwards so it doesn't disturb the other data. Alright, so now transpose. Then you see that the data has been twisted. So you have the first list, which is Hanson Chan. This is the one here. Okay, this is the data here which has been transposed from this. Okay, so try out this also. Alright, now there are moments whereby you want to find out how many rows are in a particular list of names or list of items. So if I come here, let me do this. So I want to know in this array or table, how many rows does it have? So for me to be able to know the number of rows, I do what we use the formula rows, whereby equals rows. I pick my formula there, then I select the array. For instance, this is my array. I want to find out the number of rows in this array. So it tells me 8. So what it does is it counts the number of rows in there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how it came up with that. And of course, if it's formula, it's columns, you just also type the formula columns, select it, select the array, close, then you know the number of columns. So now it's telling us there are 2 columns there. Then there is what you call the offset. So for instance, I'm dealing with some variables. So for instance, I want a variable that is next to Gertrude or before Gertrude. This is where you use the formula offset. It makes it easier for you to be able to grab the value that is next to something that you want. So if I say offset, then let me put it this way. offset. So my reference is that I want to offset where breeder is or Miriam is. Let me pick Miriam. Then how many rows do I want to offset? I can say I want to offset by 2 rows. Then how many columns do I want to offset? Probably 0. Then I close, then I press enter. Then it tells me that the offset is breeder. What it has done right now is that from Miriam here, it has moved 1, 2 to breeder. So if I'm to change breeder to probably Sam, it also changes there because it is picking an offset of 2. So for instance, I will move 2 steps from Miriam. That's how I'll get that offset. So at times you can actually be able to put here how for instance, let me put it here to say equals offset, then I want to offset Hanson, then I want, how many rows do I want to offset? Just a moment. I grab Hanson, then comma, then number of rows. So now I say the number of rows, I'll put it here, how many rows that I wanted to offset. Then I'll say comma, number of columns there, then comma, no, that's all. Then I press enter. So now it shows me a 0 because right now it's offsetting from this level 8 rows, then 2 rows to the right. So if it comes to count 8 rows from Hanson, it is coming to this cell here. Then 2 rows to the right, which is that one. So if I put something here like they, let me check it properly. How many rows from Hanson? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me see. Let me try it again. Let me put, let's say I want to offset 2 rows and a 0 there. Okay, so from Hanson, if I offset 2, right now these are rows, so I'm saying 1, 1, 2. Okay, right, 1, 2 from Hanson gives me Miriam. Then if I offset 8 and I press enter, it comes here to this level to say, let me put the U. Have you seen? The U comes there because it's offsetting 8. If I put 2 there, then which means it is coming there. If I put 2 here, the 2 will appear on that one. Alright? So that's how you use offset. You can change. Right now, if I say I want it to offset by, let's say 3, then columns I want it to be 1. You'll see that it is actually coming to pick breeder there. Alright? So try out this. Tell me how it goes. Alright. Now there are moments whereby you are referring to a cell by selecting a different cell. So this is what you call the indirect way of selecting. So for instance, in here, I want to pick this record here, but I'm going to use this cell there. So I'll say equals indirect then my reference is this one here. That's my reference. Then I close it, enter. Okay. So now you see that I'm referring to this cell. I'm referring this cell here, but it's giving me the data for this one. If you look here, it's saying B28. So my B28 is this one here. This is B28. So if here I'd put let's say B29, it would give me the 29th value, which is this. Okay, so this is how you refer to another cell through another cell. Okay, so try out this one, then tell me how it goes. All right. Okay, now I want to be able to link my sheets from one sheet to another. So for instance, if I click on this sheet, I want it to take it will take me to sheet 1 because I've already linked it. So if I click me, it takes me to sheet 1. So how do I do that such that it should be able to take me wherever I want within my sheet? So for instance, this one I want it to take me to sheet 3. So since I want it to take me to sheet 3, let me say sheet that cell is affected. Let me do this one. Let me say sheet 3. Okay, so I want when I click on this, when I click on it, it should be able to take me to sheet 3. Alright, how do you do that? So when I come here to say take me to sheet 3, I'll delete whatever is there, then I'll say equals, then I say hyperlink. What am I hyperlink? What am I linking to? I come here to sheet 3. I click on sheet 3. Probably I want it to take me to there. Okay. When I select, then I click comma. Then I go back. I want to put the name which I want it to appear with. Okay. So have I put my comma there? Comma. Right, comma. The name which I want it to appear with, I put quotation marks around it to say sheet 3. Then I put a hash there, or a closing quotation, then I close. Okay, just a moment. Where did I miss it? Oh, okay. It's this part which I selected sheet 2. Okay, delete. Or do it again. Alright. Let me just do it again. Alright, so what I'm saying is that equals, then I'm saying hyperlink. I want to link to sheet 3. I want it to come there, then comma. The friendly name which I want to give to this is I put here, for instance, okay, so the friendly name which I want to put there is probably David. Okay, then I put quotation marks. And before David, I put quotation mark. Then I close it. I press enter. So now I have David here now. Now, one thing you have to know is that right now if I click on it, it won't have direction because there's one part which we have not done. This is one part. I click. I come here. what is showing in this cell is the formula, which is here also. So I come here, and at the beginning of sheet I put a quotation mark, then I put this hashtag or the pound sign, then here before the comma I also put the quotation mark. When I do that, I can press enter. Then now I can click on it. It can now link. Okay. Alright. I can click on David, then to link where we're going. Alright. Let's try to do another one so that it is more clear. So I say equals. I want to link to sheet 4. So what I'll do is that hyperlink. Then I come to sheet 4. This is what I want to link to. Okay, just giving it some time because it's a little bit slow. Okay, comma. Then I come to my sheet 2. I remove that sheet 2. It's grabbing sheet 2, thinking that I'm also okay, my computer is a little bit slow right now. Okay, what I'll do is that I'll continue this video because right now my computer is slow, but I'll continue with it. Alright, so now I stop my recording.